Hey guys, welcome back to this course. So today we'll be creating the reactjs application, but before that we need a tool to create a reactjs boilerplate code, and that tool is basically provided by the node.js. So you need to have node.js installed on your system before we proceed. So you can this is their website. To check if the node is already installed on your system, you need to open the terminal and just type node-v, and if the node is already installed on your system, this will print the node version. But if it doesn't print anything, just you just need to head back to the node.js website and install the LTS version. Okay, so after node.js is successfully installed, now it's time to create the react.js application. Let me just move to the projects folder. Okay, so now we can use the npx tool to create the react.js application. So we can use it like this: npx create react app followed by the project name. You can visit the reactjs website and see their documentation page, and you can also find this command there. So our project is called mini blogs, so I will replace the name mini blogs. And basically what this command does, it will actually create all the boilerplate code for our react.js application. Okay, so after it is finished, then you need to open the project in VS Code. I've already opened it. So let me just close this terminal and make it a little bigger. Okay, so the folders and files that you are seeing are the basic structure of a React.js application, and these were created when we ran the react create react app command. So you don't really need to get confused about them. I will explain them one by one. So the first folder is called node modules. This folder is very important because this contains all the dependencies and all the third-party libraries for our project to run. So this is very important. Then we have this public folder where we keep all the things that we need to make publicly accessible. And most important of them all is index.html. This is a file that is sent to the browser, and this is responsible for all the rendering. And this root div is basically where all the components are rendered. So this is very important, but we will come to this later. Next, we have this source folder, and most of the code that we will do is done in source folder. It has all the components. This is the default app component. This comes with the boilerplate code, so we will change this in a bit. Next we have this app.test. We don't really need this because we won't be covering this in this series. Next we have this index.js. This is the file responsible for creating the first component and mounting it inside the browser. So here you can see the app component that we just saw is mounting here. It basically renders this component inside the root div of the file that we just saw, the index.html. After that we have web vitals file. We don't really need this, so I'm just deleting it. Let me just delete this from index.js file. This is basically a performance file, so that we won't be covering in this course. Then we have this git ignore file. This is for if you want to add version controlling to this project, then you can use this file. And then we have packages file. This package.json file is very important because this contains all the dependencies for our project. All the new dependencies will also be added here. So next we have scripts. These scripts are basically used to start the development server or to run a production build. So as I mentioned, the development server, we also need a way to preview the website, because as we start building it, we need to be able to see the application. So let's use this script, and we can run this script by using npm. You need to type npm run star, and this will start this script and run a development server. So okay, so this will automatically open the application inside the browser, and we are successfully running the application, and by default we are seeing the app component. Now let's inspect this and see how the code looks like. Let me just make it bigger. Okay, so as you can see, we have this app component with a class of app, and it is inside the root component. And this content is basically displaying from the app component. So when we move to the app component, as you can see, this has a class name of app, and it is basically being rendered in the index.html file, because we saw the ID of the root component as well. So if we move to the index.html, you can see the component, the app component was being displayed inside this root component. This process is done inside index.js component, where we import the app component and mount it to the root div. And this basically creates a live development server, where if we change the content of the file from the VS Code, it will auto reload the application inside the browser. So if I change anything from this file, it will auto reload the application and make the changes inside the browser. So let's change this to app component and save it. It has auto reloaded the component and the changes are done in the browser as well. Okay, so this was the basic overview of a React application and its folder structure. I know this is a lot confusing, but if you still have any questions, you can comment them down and I will try to answer them. So in the next video, we will start working on templates and components. So see you in the next video.